Whenever you're starting a business, usually you need a lot of time and money, right? But what if there was an easier way to get started? What if we didn't have a whole bunch of cash to invest to get the business off the ground? Is there a way we could be creative about this and think outside the box? Well, I have an idea for a unique approach to break into the EV charging market that really anybody could do. If you're new here, my name's Trevor, and if not, welcome back to the channel. The EV charging game is complicated, but if you're able to figure it out, there's definitely some money to be made here. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll learn everything you need to know. In this video, I wanted to share an idea with you that I had, and as far as I know, this approach doesn't exist. In my previous videos, I discussed the more traditional ways of how to get started in the EV charging business. But most of these approaches have to do with the foundation of having time and money. But this video is about if you didn't have either. Here's the opportunity. In my city, they're estimating that over the next 10 years or so, almost every single parking stall will need to have its own dedicated EV charger. This means that of all the businesses you see out there that people go and visit on a daily basis, they'll need to install EV chargers in their parking stalls. And this process is not easy. You need to know a little bit about how it works. You need to choose a supplier. You'll need to assess your electrical system, and you'll need to coordinate all the site visits and install. It's a lot of work. The EV charging industry is still very new, and not a lot of people know exactly how it all works, especially if you're the owner of a business or let's say the CEO. You don't have a whole lot of time to research and learn about the options and what needs to be done to install EV chargers. And there's also a big gap between the responsibilities that the EV charging company will take care of and the responsibilities that the business owner or the host is required to take care of. And with that problem, we can provide a solution. What if we provided a service that acted as a middleman, so to speak? Or I like the term a facilitator. Okay, now as the facilitator, what does this mean? What are the services that we're offering? Every EV charging company has a different offer or terms, and it can be confusing for the host to decide which option is best for them and their business. For example, some EV charging companies have higher fees, but they'll take a lower percentage of the profit, or vice versa. And with time, as the facilitator, you'll start to learn what the different offers are from each EV charging company. So when your client is going through the process of trying to choose one, you'll be able to explain the options and provide a recommendation. Once the client has chosen a supplier and is ready to move forward, the facilitator will oversee the project, but most importantly, they will now be the main point of contact for the EV chargers moving forward. As the facilitator, you'll be making sure that the EV chargers are running properly. And if there are any problems, you'll be the one that fixes it, which usually just requires stopping by and restarting the chargers so they can connect back onto the internet, because this is the most common problem that they face. Now, of course, there's more to it, but it's not the most time-consuming thing in the world. These EV chargers are pretty self-sufficient, but you're still adding a lot of value to your client, so much so that asking for a portion of the profits is a fair trade. I mean, to me, peace of mind is priceless. Now, the main goal of this is to start with limited time and money, right? So we'll need to start small. The first step is to have a general understanding of how an EV charging operation works. And I'm hoping if you've been watching my videos, I'm giving you all the information you need. Next, you'll want to find a business in your area, preferably close by, that is considering installing EV chargers. And I promise you, the vast majority of them are thinking about it. They just don't know where to start. Now, here's a pro tip. I'd highly recommend starting with a small business that only has one location, that you have direct access to the main decision maker. This is something I learned through years in sales. The bigger the business is, the harder it is to get to the top, to reach a decision maker and get an answer. So we'll want to start small with someone local. The first location, your first client, will most likely be a test run. You'll just be figuring out how it works and what the exact offer is and your terms of agreement. You may not make a whole bunch of money from your first location, but the idea is to form a partnership with the business. You're in this together. It's mutually beneficial. You manage everything and split the profits. At first, we may want to ask for a small percentage of the profits, let's say 10%, but as we grow and gain more locations, we'll be able to collect more money and invest more into each project. As we keep growing, we'll be able to invest more money into each project, which adds more value, and we'll get a quicker and bigger return on investment. This video is about how to break into the market and get started. But next video, I'm going to talk about how to take this information and use it to thrive in the market. So stay tuned for that. I'm actually traveling right now, so hello from Medellin, Colombia. I really appreciate all my new subscribers. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.